game has started less than 10 seconds ago. We have on the court now Old Power and RGC Hansa in the women's pool, the pool C. And the game is just starting. Both of the teams are measuring up each other. And you won't guess who I have back.
I do apologise, but I am back after a short journey to get my COVID test.
I have so much thing to tell you.
Please do tell.
Because in the previous game, we had a lot of discussion about the weight of the ball. And we have a great suggestion from Dan. Dan proposed to be allowed during the game that three plays won't need to obey the long or the high ball.
Okay.
And that those 3 plays were like jackpots or jokers or something like that. It was a great conversation between me and our viewers. So we have Hansa and Malmo. No, Hansa, Old Power.
So 3 minutes into our final game of the Women's Champions League group stage. Old Power versus RGC Hansa. Here is the number 5, Pia Knut, playing on the right side, on this far side of the court. Who's going to strike first? Who's going to take control then of this game? And just having a quick glance at the table after that previous fixture between Sporting and Malmo. Sporting, well, 15 points, 5 out of 5 for the hosts. And there is the deadlock that has been broken. RGC Hansa have unlocked the door and they are 1-0 up. 3.5 minutes in. Finish on 8 points in the group stage, so a win here would take one of these two up into that second spot. And there is another one for RGC. 1 brings 2 for the Germans.
Don is telling us that it's a tough call. Both have a lot of shooting power.
Yeah, the likes of Stephanie Bonik, Pia Knut, really strong attackers. Timeout called, and I'm sure that the coach Christoph Gortz will be delighted. With his team showing so far.
We'll be here, Dan. We'll be here. At this point, we are returning to the field after a timeout. Hansa is winning 2-0.
Wide of the mark from Stephanie Bonik from the central position, wide of this far post. And the return here from Pia Knut centrally is blocked as well on the near side. Kupila now, 28-year-old, looks to that corner again. Good work from Pia Knut, who just pushes the ball wide once again. So reaching the climax of the Women's Champions League group stages.
Yeah.
And we'll move on to the semi-finals, which will take place tomorrow. That's another effort that goes wide of the mark, so still remains 2-0. Can Old Power get a goal back? Not this time. Lisa Treble just hands over responsibility to Charlotte Kircher. Not this time as well, so Susanna Halme is playing in the central position for Old Power. Blocked by Bonik. Good save, sliding across the surface by Lisa Treble. She hands over to Charlotte Kircher, whose effort is also saved. Combination there between Halme and Kupila. Here is Kupila. Good flow to the game so far, back and forth. No.
A lot of rhythm.
Yeah, good rhythm to the game.
And in our fashion show that we have here on our booth, the Hansa team is wearing yesterday's referee's jackets.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll restart here. Just a bit of deliberation between the referees and the players. And a bit of word of encouragement from Christoph Gortz. So just a brief pause here, equipment check. It's for Lisa Treble. In fact, I do apologise, it's for Pia Knut now. Just tying the shoelaces. Cry from the Old Power men's team. who are in the stands watching this one. And the throw from Pierre Knuts is well wide of the mark. Coming up to the end of the first quarter of the game, and it's RGC Hansa who are in command. 2-0. Here's Stephanie Bonik. Old Power need to find a break through this RGC defence at the moment. It is RGC Hansa who will finish second in the group.
Don is asking if Jurki is coaching. I don't think so, because he's preparing himself for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, he's currently in the stands at the moment with the rest of his team. Of course, Old Power.
He's gonna face Sporting.
That will be coming up at 6 o'clock. That will be the third of our quarterfinals after this one is wrapped up. Pierre Knuts with the return, wide of the mark of the right post. Ooh, a tough one to defend, but it's dealt with well by Pierre Knuts, and another timeout called here by the RGC Hansa team, and a round of applause from Christoph Gortz as he walks onto the court, delighted with how his team are getting on.
We have Hansa male team on the venue, and they starting chanting, but not too much. It's Saturday after lunch.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Mañana.
Let's take it easy.
Siesta.
Let's take it easy. Siesta. It wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I do apologise. I was a bit delayed getting back with my COVID test.
I didn't tell them that you went to a COVID test. I
Well-
told them that you had something to take care of before the finals of tomorrow. It's more sexy.
Okay.
You had to take care of
I went-
COVID test before the finals tomorrow, but
It was admin, put it that way. Bit of admin.
because Bradley doesn't want to stay in Lisbon, so he's taking care of all the procedures to go back to...
No, I am loving Lisbon. Wish I could see a little bit more of it, but I'm in the best place in Lisbon at the moment, right here. Good save. Susanna Halme in the central position for Old Power. Yeah, I was actually travelling with a couple of the members of the GC Perun team, actually, to
because they also need checking.
before they fly back.
Because I think they had the Sputnik vaccine, so they need, because Czech Republic as part of UE.
The Andrew Jenks was joining me, and we were having a really good discussion about the team and travel arrangements. And once the GC Perun team play, I've got a few shout-outs to make to a few of the family members of the GC Perun. I made a promise, and I feel like I've got to stick to that promise.
Of course.
So 4 minutes remaining in this first half. RGC Hansa in control. And Pierre Knuts is going through a lot of work defensively on this right side. Well, it was 2 goals in quick succession for RGC Hansa, but the goals have just dried up. But this could be a third one, could it? No, good save by Susanna Halme in the centre. Here's Bonik.
The Hansa coach is trying to repeat the JC Perun technician strategy to be as close as possible to their players, but inside the rules. What are the most visited places in Lisbon? Oh, that's a hard one.
I think I'll leave that to you.
Everything in Lisbon is beautiful.
It is a really beautiful city, actually.
Yeah.
It really is.
You have the seaside because Lisbon has a river that goes to the sea. Part of the city has ocean, Atlantic waters, and the other part, Tagus River. You have the hills, you have a castle, you have palaces, you have museums, you have so much things to do and see and taste. You have pastel de nata. Dom, did you heard the pastel de nata question this morning? Because you live near a pastel de nata shop. 35 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 25 minutes from March to this Portuguese bakery in Peterborough, I believe. So final 2 minutes then, and RGC Hansa in control. They just haven't really been tested enough by Old Power. They've done a lot of work defensively, RGC Hansa, but nothing that's really burst through the defence. And a reminder, of course, Old Power, similar to Moscow, have only the 3 players in their team, getting through a lot of work. But they have made it into the semi-finals, as have Moscow into the quarterfinals as well. We'll see them play next against Inversport in the first quarterfinal for the men's.
And I got really impressed now that I looked at the clock and less than 1 minute to play. Really fast first half.
Yeah, hardly, other than the timeouts, hardly the ball has gone out of play. It's been a relentless first half in that aspect. No real time to stop and take a breath. Here come RGC Hansa now. Could there be a goal just before the break that could just swing the momentum further in the direction of RGC Hansa, or can Old Power pull one back?
And
Seconds remain then of this first half.
the last throw. Oh.
There is the hooter. And it is RGC Hansa who are 2-0 up. Old Power aren't out of this, I should say. But they've still got a bit of work to do. They really haven't challenged this RGC Hansa team at all, to be honest, in that first half. Haven't really put them under pressure. And RGC Hansa feel like they have the composure and control in this game, as a couple of the RGC Hansa men's team just walk in front of us. They'll be preparing for their quarter-final in the next couple of hours.
Not a problem, Don. We'll ask, I think it was called qualquer coisa nata, something nata. But I will check. We'll be back with you. Our production team is probably listening, and they will respond, because they were the ones that check how long it took to go from March to the shop.
And Dom, we're both of us are really delighted that we're hearing that you are back training for the first time since March 2020.
The
Fen Tigers.
Fen Tigers. Oh my God. Fen Tigers.
No, that is really great news, and I know you guys were desperate to be here, and we'd have loved you to be here as well. But
are they qualified to November? And they could be. Are you guys qualified to November here in Lisbon again?
the Club World Cup.
World Cup.
23rd of November to the 29th of November. That's here in Lisbon.
Odivelas, na mesma. Yeah. It's going to be again in Odivelas, not in this venue, in a bigger one with a lot more conditions. You will love it. I know that I do. We can go to a place where no balls can hit us because bulletproof windows and fiber optics and all of that.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of a James Bond sort of movie.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, a lot.
James Bond, the theme of the week, it seems, along with, amongst other things,
a lot of things. Pastel de nata also.
Yeah. Chocolate cookies. And, of course, great GoalBall.
But it's now unviable because of the vaccination. It's one of the places of vaccination, yeah. But it has the capability of having 2 games at the same time. It's where the Champions League was played 2 years ago. When Sporting, 2 years or yes, I don't know. No, 2 years because of COVID.
Yep, 2019.
Yeah. It was where Sporting became champion, males and females. And when KuriakosTV started covering GoalBall. So now that we are back, and I know that all the team and TV crew are back with us, I will ask for them to answer Dom Ripper, that is asking the name of the shop, the restaurant, where he can taste the marvelous pastéis de nata.
Yes, in Peterborough.
Bradley approved.
I do approve. It was lovely. I'll have to try and find one in London. I'm sure I'll be able to find one.
Yes. There's a street in London with a lot of Portuguese. Where is the...
I think it could be up at Brixton way in South London. I think there is... if your knowledge of London is there.
I'm not, but I know where it is because I have photos and the photos have GPS tagging.
Well, back to momentarily whilst we search for this Portuguese street in London. The wonderful things we talk about on commentary. The game's back underway. RGC Hansa against Old Power. RGC Hansa 2-0 up. And it might only seem like a slim scoreline, but Old Power really haven't been able to challenge RGC Hansa, and they desperately need this next goal.
Okay. See, Dom, our production team are great. And we will be expecting you, Dom.
Another important block by Lisa Treble, and the return over to this near corner. So Old Power, just a reminder, throwing from left to right with Hansa from right to left as the camera pans onto the court. Here's Pia Knutz with their effort down the centre of the court. diagonal ball from this near side.
Yeah, it
to
could
the far
be
side.
South London. Oh, sorry.
Oh, and it was another potentially really close one there to make it 3-0. The coach, Kuriakos, just had his head in his hands. He believed it was going to be 3-0, and another goal here for RGC Hansa could put this game to bed with the way it's going.
Close to Brixton. Oh, you can eat
I can have a nice
pastéis de
Sunday.
nata for breakfast.
I can have a nice Sunday stroll up to...
And they say that is diet because it's milk.
So just a reminder to ask the crowd to be quiet, of course, as the ball is in play. Of course, we trying to talk as quiet as a mouse.
But the result on the board is not clearly what we are seeing, because we are seeing a really fought-off game.
Yeah, those 2 goals for RGC Hansa came in the space of 30 seconds. And those 2 goals, it wouldn't surprise me if these are the only 2 goals of the game. As soon as I say it, Old Power, I've got one back. Well, that's the commentator's curse. And that could be a huge goal for Old Power in the context of this game. They really needed that one. And they finally break through this RGC Hansa defence that's been really stubborn throughout this game. Oh, another really close one though that time. Stephanie Bonik did well just to trap the ball in between her legs on the far left side, and she throws down the centre. Equally good block by Lisa Treble. She retrieves it, gives it to her teammates, Charlotte Ketchup, and she's down this near side and launches an attack that's blocked out. Cross-court effort is blocked.
I think we are listening to a Pink Floyd music. The wall is what they constructed each side of the field.
I think this could be one of the lowest scoring games so far. Only 3 goals in it.
We had a 4-4 between Old Power and Malmö.
Although that goal from Old Power has just slightly changed the dynamics of the game, as RGC Hansa were almost in a comfortable position. It was almost just sort of going along quite quietly as the game, really. And that goal has just sort of changed things a little bit. Good save. Another important save, just meeting the ball head on. Here is Pia Knut. A bit of venom in that throw. First one we've seen in a while, with a bit of oomph to it, a bit of power. There's Bonik, and she launches an attack, and it's comfortably saved down the centre. As we are nearing the final quarter of the final group game of the Women's Champions League. Here's Yada Kapila again. Lisa Treble, the 21-year-old, getting up and down, side to side of the courts, doing a lot of work.
I'm seeing one of the Hansa girls being prepared, number 9. So we can be seeing some changes on the trio on the field.
Yeah, Katia Glasnap, the 16-year-old, just getting prepared to come on.
And one of those photo moments that we see from our commentary booth, an entire army of an entire army of even sport players on one side warming up, and 3 players of Russia on the other. That's gonna be what a game. Because the Russians don't give up easy.
No, and they'll be pumped as well after that
Victory.
dominant victory, wasn't
Yeah.
it, in the end against Lyon. It'll be just interesting to note how tired they might be after that one. Of course, Inversport haven't played a game today. It's their first one of the day, whereas Moscow played a couple of hours ago. So 5 minutes remaining in this second half, and at the moment RGC Hansa are on course, as it currently stands, to finish second in the group overall.
Surprisingly, I would say that the Old Power goal slowed down the game. It looked that they were more active before the goal. All of the 6 players in the court.
Yeah, they're almost really actively searching for that first goal, and since they got it, they've not been able to really capitalise on that momentum. But that's also credit to RGC Hansa, who have soaked up that pressure. Off the post, and that's the closest. Old Power have come to that equaliser. Are they going to get it even closer?
They had the capability of annulling that goal. They don't remember that. Wow.
Down. Quiet, please. Play. Out. Quiet, please. Play.
It's just leaked. Oh, it's another one that hits the post. That's the second time that hit the post now. Old Power then really knocking on the door. Can they sustain this pressure though, Old Power? Can they find this equaliser? A little check of the watch from Gustav Gortz. Although the clock and the seconds are ticking down in front of him on the scoreboard behind the goal. Wide this time.
And there are just a little bit more than 3 minutes to play, and the Hansa coach has asked a timeout.
Yeah, Stephanie Bonek has come close on 2 occasions there, hitting the post, and they're just... those chances, well, they're close, but they're not close enough, and it's still 2-1 to RGC Hansa, and now they're holding on here.
But would you bet on this result?
Well, it's been a low-scoring affair with both defences soaking up a lot of pressure. There's not been many that have really sort of been
The
testing.
risk of one of them pushing the envelope far and conquer one goal could change the dynamics of the game.
It just takes one of these teams needing to take a bit of a risk and take a gamble. And at the moment, RGC Hansa are not in a position where they don't need to take a risk. They're leading.
Also, it's not one goal difference. It's nothing. Out. And
Oh, and it's found its way through. It's just gone through the defence this time.
told you, it's not enough difference. One goal doesn't give you anything in GoalBall.
Well, it's 2-2, and in a game that RGC Hansa for so long have felt quite comfortable, it's now 2-2, and this is now old power. Can they carry on this momentum and try and win this? Here is Susanna Halme. Tipped wide. Well, it just broke through the defence of Lisa Triebel and Pia Knut. Just for as I was watching it back, it just looked Lisa Triebel had just taken a movement to her left, and it was almost too late once the ball had gone past.
Tens água fresca? Fresca alguma coisa?
So 90 seconds remain here.
So, Dom, I don't think that at this point any decisions are being made. I think that some of the teams are very happy with VAR. I think others probably won't, but at this point it's...
So into the final minute now, and it's 2-2. Are we going to find a winner? The final group game of the Women's Champions League, and this is for the chance to finish second in the group as it currently stands. It would be, at the moment, Malmo would keep their second spot on goal difference.
I'm not sure that the momentum has shifted. I think the momentum ever been in one of the sides. It has very been a balanced game.
It has really, and when a team has
And
so...
a draw, it's probably the fairest result.
It probably is in a sense. I mean, RGC Hansa, they got that 2-0 lead and you just thought, oh, they're going to kick on then. They got those 2 goals in the space of 30 seconds. And he just felt, here we go, RGC Hansa are going to really pull on. And they just couldn't go up a gear. Whereas then Old Power hit back and they got one. And you thought, oh, okay, here we go. Are they going to come back and try and win this game? But it took them some time to try and find this second goal. And 15 seconds remain, and RGC Hansa, after 2-0 up, they're going to be drawing this one. That's well wide.
Timeout.
Here comes a timeout. Well, I say RGC Hansa are going to draw this. They've got a timeout. 8 seconds, so they'll have a final throw. Are we going to have
Probably
some
the final throw.
last final throw drama? Eight seconds remaining on the clock. This probably will be the final throw.
$15 seconds. And we'll see who will score or not.
Or not score. Here we go.
At this 2 for Old Power, 2 for Hansa.
Pia Knut with a brilliant chance to win this game. Final throw, here we go. Is she going to do it down the centre? It's blocked, and that will be that.
And
it's
the buzzer.
2-2 in the final group game. Two then. Another point on the board for both Old Power and Hansa. They'll move on into the quarter-final stages, which will take into the semi-final stages, I should say, sorry, and they will be tomorrow, and we will get those semi-final fixtures confirmed for you as soon as possible. Well, 2-2 then between RGC Hansa and Old Power. And that wraps up the Women's Champions League group stages. And now it's quarter-final time.
Yeah, be back soon. We'll be back in 10 minutes with the masculines game again, and you should be back with us.